It seems like wherever we are, there's all kinds of weird wildlife coming along. Oh my goodness, I'm a bit of a mess. We just landed. The RV just got shut off, and look what came down from from the sky. There they go. Wow. Bye bye.
Why did they leave?
I think they're gonna go over there and eat some frogs.
To eat them?
Yeah.
So they can turn green?
I doubt it. So I've come to take a look at your process.
I'm just listing and pricing and writing tags.
I'm gonna have to look up on what they are. What? It's alright. Aw, I'm spooking the babies. Where are you guys going?
All the
cooking stuff. Look at that funny pig, Axel. Daddy, look at that funny pig.
Oh yeah.
And look at this beautiful base. That's pretty, Axel.
I didn't realize
This is heavy. And Daddy.
Oh wow.
That's a pretty flower. Look at this.
This is a really
A
cute
big
elephant.
bunny rabbit. I like this bunny. Daddy.
Yes.
Really cute. I like this cute little flower. It looks like a real bunny. This looks like look at that funny
nice bunny.
fish.
It's very cute.
That flower's called a paperweight. Yeah. But yeah, this is one of those Florida thunderstorms that makes everything just a little bit more fun. We love rain. We're trying to keep the kids down with the movie. We don't want to do muddy puddles today. Oh, it's okay. The baby doesn't like me. Or is it playing? Aw, it's playing. Oh, the babies are, I think that's playing. Look, the baby's looking at me. Oh, that is so cute. Look at him playing. Oh my goodness. Children, do not fight. I think that's what that was. Oh, that is so cute. What is that? Oh my goodness, I love it. Yeah, this one's tricky to explain because this is one of our home bases. I think a lot of people that full-time RV have a home base, if not several like we do. We have several home bases. One is where Brian's family lives. Another one of our home bases is here in Florida because it's close to where my family is and it's close to the little business that we have that Brian has had for 10 years. And when we started RVing, it was a perfect way to collect things and sell them at antique malls. You've probably seen it in some of the videos by this time that sometimes, you know, when we travel, we stop and we shop for the stores. And we try to find deals, go to flea markets, swap meets, whatever they may be called. They're called different things as you travel across the country. In the West Coast, they're mostly known as swap meets. In the East Coast, they're mostly known as flea markets, for the most part. We're trying to upload a video, well, we're definitely going to upload a video every Thursday. And we're trying to do it now and then, to start doing it more often than that. We definitely want to get to 100 videos within a year. And in order to do that, we have to do something. We've already visited more than 100 parks. Last year we traveled over 20,000 miles because we were moving out of Southern California, San Diego. So as you can see, we are all picked up and we found our destination for tonight, this morning. It's called River's Edge, River Run. I already forgot, but we got it in Google Maps, so we're good. Well, as heartbroken as we are, and we are heartbroken, I wanted to get first reactions to the damage we just made to the RV. It happens, and we figured the day would come. When you travel around this much in a mobile house, it's inevitable. I want to take pictures real quick and think about what to say, how to feel. Well, this is take 2. I feel a little more composed now. It's never fun when you damage something that you have just about your life savings into. Our right side, our driver's side, has always been a little low. I don't know why Thor made this RV so low to the ground. Well, it's good in some ways. It really does save on gas mileage quite a bit to make it this low to the ground, but we've had a few issues. We've had a few issues with it, and I think this one is definitely the worst one. It's just something that we're going to have to watch out for when we go across the street. Like when we cross roads and there's storm drains. I don't know if you guys know what that is. They raise the street up in the middle, and then on the sides it's dipped down so that when it rains it goes down the sides like that. Well, if you go across that kind of crossing, it's pretty severe sometimes, and we've hit the front end, not hit it, more like scraped it. You can hear it inside the RV. We scraped the front end in a couple of those because this RV was made so low. We should take it to Freightliner at this point and see if there's any kind of adjustment that can be done to the front. So I cleaned it all up, I washed it up. The hood actually closes a little better, which is, gotta be thankful for the little things when it comes to things like this. So everything looks fine. I mean, the nose, which is what I call the front part of this thing, the nose didn't come off, didn't come unglued from the side. I know this kind of sounds weird, but so it really, all the damage is contained to the bottom. It's just a lot more than what it was already. So I'm trying to figure out. I'll figure out how I might be able to fix it or put it back together a little bit. It's got a really nice paint job, and that kind of came off. Okay, so obviously we didn't take this spot, but I just wanted to do a forensics of it. CSI for an RV. It just doesn't look, the embankment does look a little steep, but it just depends on where you took the curve. If we would have taken it a little further down, we probably would have been a little better off, but we're kind of in a divot, is the thing. When they grade this road, it looks like they graded and regraded and regraded, and they leave the RV spots kind of off the ground. So this is the rut that the RV made when we took out the front. You can see the whole thing right there. It just goes right there. It just kept on digging into the ground. And it's such sandy, soft soil that Brian really didn't hear it till it started creaking. You can see the tire marks right here of the RV. So you can see that we're kind of in a divot. It goes down and then the bank goes up. And then when with the RV, you can see the tire marks right here. The RV was going up this way, the back end. And it just doesn't look that severe. Even for all the time that we've been doing this, it didn't look like that severe going up. In retrospect, obviously it is. So that's pretty much it. It does look a bit high over here, so we should have gone a little further down. So we have this idea of big disasters and little disasters, and it's ironic that this footage we got of the truck burning was shot the same day we had our little disaster. Because it paints the picture to us that things can always be worse. So be thankful that only the little things are happening. Well, like when everything else, when something bad happens, you always try to figure out how you keep it from happening again. Right? That's the main thing you want to find out. I think we've narrowed it down to, we've been doing this for a while now, and maybe we're becoming a little complacent into how we come into parks. We feel we're not newbies anymore, and in many respects we're not. I mean, we we definitely know how to travel our way. That's the trick of doing, full-time travel RV, and is figuring out how you do it. And when you find out how you do it, things get a lot easier. Because you get into your own rhythm, you know where you want to go camping, you know how to make the reservations, whether you do them ahead of time, not ahead of time, and so forth. It looks really strong. We're looking at maybe just strengthening the bond of the fiberglass where it bent a little bit over, but other than that, we think we're going to just leave it. If anything, serve as a reminder that we need to just slow down even more. But in reality, just when we get to parks, just take our time. We used to be very, very careful about how we drove into parks. We got out of the RV, we checked out the site, we saw how we would back in, if there was any branches going to hit the RV, how far the services were from where we would hook up. It's funny because after you do it for a while, at a glance, you can tell where all these things are. We've gone to literally hundreds of parks, so looking at the services and figuring out where we need to park, how we need to park. Even when we pull in and the RV settles, we know exactly how far we have to raise whatever wheel. Sometimes we use the ramps, and so on. So when you get so quick at it, you definitely become complacent, and I think that's what happened here. We learned that we just need to take the time, like if we're starting out again. In many ways, our endeavor into sharing with all of you how we do all this. So we need to realize that and treat it like we just started out, and I think we'll be fine. So that's them trying to grade the road. Too little, too late, I think. But there you go. Well, what else is there to do after a hard Florida rain? Except go out, stump water with the kids. No more rain, break out the hose. Boo!
I'm gonna get you wet.
No.